Did you know that in America's wealthiest cities, entire streets turn silent by night? Not from parties, but because thousands sleep outside, unseen. It sounds unreal, but it's true. Over 771,000 Americans are homeless, and that number keeps rising fast.
I'm a homeless man on the streets of New York City. This is a real easy situation to get into. You could be...
In some cities, there are more vacant apartments than people living on the streets. The so-called American dream is cracking, and behind the neon glow, our cities are slowly becoming real-life zombie cities. What's gone wrong, and who's being left behind? Join Romekind to discover the hidden crisis reshaping the heart of urban America. Because the scariest stories aren't always in the movies. Number 1. New York City. Start with New York City, the city that never sleeps. Lately, though, nights hold a different hush. By 9:30 p.m., sidewalks can feel deserted. Skyscrapers still blaze. Behind that glow lies a heavy truth. New York faces its worst level of homelessness since the Great Depression. In 2024, about 158,000 people in the state lack stable housing. More than 50,000 children live in shelters. 1 in 5 residents relies on a food bank. The median household income exceeds $82,000 a year. Strange for a place famed as a land of opportunity. Not every person without a home is jobless. Consider Sophia and Marcus. She was a freelance designer. He drove for a rideshare platform. When client budgets shrank and ride requests plunged, their incomes vanished. 1 month, they paid rent in Queens. The next, they sheltered beneath the Brooklyn Bridge, wrapped in blankets and city sounds. How can this happen in a metropolis celebrated for hope? According to Thomas DiNapoli, the housing strain has built up for decades. Shelters overflow. Yet New York provides over 127,000 shelter beds, the highest nationwide. Only about 3.6% of those in need remain unsheltered. Still, more arrive each night. Despite billions of dollars spent on programs, the count grows. This crisis is deeper than missing roofs. It is about eroding security. It is about a fraying sense of belonging. Have you ever walked past a quiet corner near a subway entrance and noticed a makeshift camp? The hum of late trains becomes a lullaby for those without closed doors. The question stays, can New York reclaim its spark? Or is the city that never sleeps slowly succumbing to a weary pause? What makes a city truly alive? Is it the neon lights, the crowd's energy, or the promise that anyone can belong? Have you seen New York's hidden side? Number 2. Philadelphia. Ever walked down a street and felt like you've landed in The Walking Dead? Welcome to Philadelphia. On Kensington Avenue, the American dream moves a little slower, sometimes just searching for a reason to keep going. Figures drift in the daylight, lost in thought, or maybe just lost. Many once had jobs, families, maybe a dog named Max. Now, the world keeps moving, but they're on pause. According to the latest count, in January 2024, 4,302 people are homeless in Philadelphia. That's more than the crowd at a sold-out gig in Fishtown. Homelessness. Crisis here isn't hidden. Tent clusters, alleys, benches, Kensington's streets tell the story. The numbers rise, the city's pulse skips. What's behind this? Some say it's a poverty cycle spinning out of control. Lose a job, get sick, or life just flips. Suddenly, every safety net fails. Fentanyl slammed Philly hard. Kensington became infamous for daily overdoses. Local police respond to dozens of collapses each day, almost as common as coffee orders. Is anyone stepping up? Actually, yes. Philadelphia has built new recovery centers. Some safe consumption sites allow supervised drug use, sparking plenty of debate. Is it helping or just moving the problem around? Here, crisis isn't just about tents or trash. It's about stories. The guy with an office job, now dozing on a subway bench. The woman sending her kid to school, then searching for a safe place at night. Stories you don't see on tourist brochures. Philadelphia asks tough questions. Can a city famous for cheesesteaks and brotherly love find a real fix? Or will its shadowy figures keep drifting down Kensington? Ever seen a place so alive, yet so empty at the same time? What if tomorrow your street looked like this? Number 3. Los Angeles. Palm trees, movie stars, and, let's be real, tents as far as the eye can see. Los Angeles has always been the city of dreams, but if you stroll down Sunset today, you'll see more shopping carts than convertibles. A city where even dreams can end up in a shopping cart. Let's talk about the numbers. As of the latest reports, 75,000 people are homeless in Los Angeles. That's more than the population of some small towns in America. In Skid Row, which locals jokingly call the Kingdom of Tents, the nightlights aren't from movie sets. They're the glow of street lamps powering tiny radios, fans, and phones for people who call the sidewalk home. But here's the twist. Los Angeles is still a city of extremes. On one block, luxury condos sparkle. On the next, rows of tents line the curb. The Stanford Economic Review points out that over the last 10 years, rents have jumped about 65%, while incomes have only climbed 36%. Even those with jobs aren't safe. Dr. Daniel Merrill, a university professor, makes about $70,000 a year, but sometimes has to couch surf and teach classes online from wherever he can find Wi-Fi. Imagine earning a full-time salary and still needing a friend's sofa to get by. Has that ever happened to you or someone you know? The city has spent over $6 billion in 5 years to build affordable housing. Thousands of new units have gone up, and yet, locals say Skid Row keeps growing. What's going on? Some blame rising rents. Others point to out-of-state migration, health crises, or just bad luck. What do you think is the real reason? On these boulevards of broken dreams, the only thing more inflated than the rent is the city's promise that help is just around the corner. Ever walked past a tent city in LA? How did it make you feel? If LA's skyline could speak, it'd ask for change. Type yes if you believe small shifts in policy could help clear the sidewalks, or no if bigger transformations are needed. Number 4. San Francisco. Once known as the world's tech wonderland, San Francisco now feels like a giant startup pitch that didn't quite make it past the first round. You expect robots and innovation on every corner. Instead, you see weather-beaten tents and a sea of blue tarps stretching through downtown. Have you ever walked the famous Tenderloin district at dusk? It's less Silicon Valley and more Survivor Urban Edition. Let's talk numbers. According to the latest official count, there are about 8,323 people experiencing homelessness in San Francisco as of January 2025. This is just over 1% of the country's total homeless population. The irony? Median rent for a one-bedroom is well over $3,000 a month. Even tech employees, armed with decent paychecks, are playing musical chairs. If you lose your seat, you're out. There's a reason stories about engineers living in vans aren't urban legends anymore. Behind the glittery logo signs, Big firms are leaving the city. Office vacancy rates have hit 36%, making parts of downtown feel like a scene from a modern ghost town. Ever wonder why the light rail is empty at rush hour? It's not just remote work. The city's economy is waving goodbye to major companies, but the tents are staying put. Why is this happening? High rents, a housing supply that simply cannot catch up, pandemic aftershocks, and let's not forget the undercurrent of poverty that never made it into the tourist brochures. As a result, even folks with jobs can't guarantee a roof over their heads. Just ask the crowd living in makeshift communities like Slab City out in the California desert. No electricity, no running water, just hope and duct tape. The question isn't, how did we get here? But can San Francisco find its way back? Is the city destined to remain a playground for the ultra-rich and a maze of tents for everyone else? Or will bold new policies turn the tech capital back into a city for all? Number 5. Seattle. Rain, coffee, and the Space Needle. Welcome to Seattle, a city where Amazon's drones might deliver your package, but they can't deliver a solution to the homelessness crisis. This place was once famous for grunge music and being the next big thing. Now, it's a tale of two cities. Some live high up in glass towers, while others find shelter under freeway overpasses, blue tarps billowing in the wind. Picture this. In January, the official count said King County had 16,868 people living without stable housing. That's an increase of more than a quarter compared to just 2 years ago. The tents, they're everywhere, under bridges, beside highways, in the parks where kids used to play soccer. Techies sip artisanal coffee in Capitol Hill. Just a block away, a man boils instant noodles over a makeshift campfire. This is poverty in the age of stock splits and unicorn startups. What's driving this? Rents skyrocketed, some up nearly half over the past decade. Blame it on tech gold rush or just too few homes being built? The math doesn't add up. The average software engineer cashes checks with more zeros than a lottery ticket, while minimum wage workers get priced out of their own city. For many, a cheap van is the new Seattle apartment. Others just hope the rain doesn't wash away the few things they have left. The government? Sure, hundreds of millions spent. Tech giants wrote big checks, but the results feel like water on a duck's back. New shelters pop up, only to meet pushback from neighborhoods worried about property values. Community debates rage. Build more, move them out. Nobody has the perfect answer. In Seattle, even compassion seems to have zoning laws. What happens next? Does the Emerald City become just another ghost town, famous for lattes and lost hopes? Or can Seattle invent its own comeback story, like it's done so many times before? In a city where it's always raining, can we figure out how to make it pour opportunity for everyone? What do you think it really takes for a city to be livable for all? Number 6. Denver. Denver, the mile-high city, draws dreamers. Yet some dreams hit a rocky path. The skyline meets tents along the 16th Street Mall. The mountains look close, yet for many, survival feels farther away. In 2025, a report by the Metro Denver Homeless Initiative found 10,774 people without stable housing. That marks an 8% rise from the prior year's 9,997. These numbers speak louder than any tourist brochure. Tents appear near Civic Center and by government buildings. The chill of mountain air meets the chill of uncertainty. Many arrived chasing opportunity. Some fled expensive coasts. Rising home prices and limited supply left them without choices. Here, the homelessness crisis isn't a distant headline. It's in plain sight. Denver tried fixes. Tiny home villages pop up. Transitional shelters open doors. City clears camps to maintain public spaces. Tensions flare when someone loses their spot. Funding flows from public and private pockets. Still, nights grow colder and the queue for beds stays long. Local nonprofits offer meals and casework. Volunteers hand out blankets as winter looms. Conversations pepper coffee shops. Can the city balance growth and care? Can a place famed for fresh air also fresh start lives? No easy answer exists. Each tent tells a story of hopes dashed or delayed. Denver's draw remains strong. Yet the view from a tent's entrance tells another tale. The question lingers: what keeps a community resilient? When growth strains the very people it attracts, how do we pivot before the next wave hits? Share your thoughts. Have you seen Denver's dual sides? Your perspective matters. The view's great, but the fall is steep. Ready to explore another chapter of urban survival? What word comes to mind after seeing Denver's highs and lows? Comment resilience if you believe the city can bounce back. The numbers behind will surprise us even more. Stay tuned, and if you find this content valuable, a subscribe button to the Roam Kind channel will give me more motivation to continue. Don't miss what's coming. Portland's street stories might just surprise you. Number 7. Portland. Portland, a city where the weird is celebrated, bikes rule the roads, and every street seems to promise the next viral cafe. But walk past the murals and donut shops, and you'll see another kind of creativity. These days, art isn't just on gallery walls. It's on tent tarps, makeshift shelters, and clever cardboard homes tucked along the Willamette River. Welcome to Portland's new gallery, the real-life display of the homelessness crisis. As of January 2025, Multnomah County, which includes Portland, counted 14,400 people without stable housing. That's like filling every seat at a Blazers basketball game and still having hundreds left outside. This is not a secret. From the Pearl District to downtown parks, tents pop up where pop-up shops used to be. It's not about laziness or life choices. It's about a poverty cycle and a housing market that has left many behind. You wonder, how does a city known for indie music and eco-ideas become a West Coast symbol of urban struggle? Simple. Rents went up, jobs went down. The pandemic was the ultimate plot twist. Many folks lost work, and the safety net snapped. Suddenly, the famous Portland rain is something you sleep under, not just walk through. City leaders rolled out safe rest villages, organized sites with basic services, hoping to bring order to the chaos. There are programs for mental health, mobile clinics, and even creative housing projects. Still, there's backlash. Some neighborhoods worry about safety, others about their view. Change is hard, and the questions are even harder. But here's what's real. Behind every tent is a story. Maybe it's a musician who once played the city's coffee houses. Maybe it's a student who lost her apartment after tuition ate up her savings. Portland is still creative, but now survival takes all the imagination you've got. What would you do if your favorite park turned into a village of cardboard castles? Have you ever seen a place where art and struggle share the same block? Is high taxes part of the problem, or just a background character in this story? Number 8. Phoenix. Step into Phoenix, the city where even your shadow looks for shade. The Valley of the Sun, where surviving the day can feel like an Olympic sport, and the scoreboard reads Heat 0. air conditioning, priceless. Here, the real test isn't just finding work, it's finding shelter from a heat wave that can roast your sneakers right off. Let's talk about what's happening now. In 2025, the official count in Maricopa County puts the number of people experiencing homelessness at 9,734. That's a 3% rise from the previous year, and it keeps climbing. Some say the real number is higher, but who's counting when the thermometer hits 45 degrees Celsius every summer? The city's famous sun isn't just a backdrop, it's a hazard. Every year, dozens of people lose their lives to heat exposure, and emergency rooms fill up with those who simply couldn't find a cool spot. Rents in Phoenix have nearly doubled over the last 10 years. Affordable apartments are disappearing faster than cold water at a music festival. Even people with steady jobs can't keep up. If you're working but can't afford a place to sleep, what would you do? Would you stick it out or pack up for somewhere cooler, even if it means leaving your hometown? The city's response? Hundreds of cooling centers open each summer, handing out bottled water and a little bit of hope. Non-profits hustle to bring food, water, and medical care to those on the street. Local government is pushing hard to build new affordable housing, but demand keeps outpacing supply. Sound familiar? It's the homelessness crisis, Arizona edition. Phoenix's biggest challenge isn't just the temperature, it's the fact that so many people are just one paycheck away from losing their home. The climate's getting hotter, the city's growing, but so is the gap between those who have a roof and those who don't. In Phoenix, the sun sets every night, but for many, there's no cool relief, just another hot, sleepless night under the city's indifferent glow. Ever visited the desert and wondered how people survive here? Have you seen a cooling center or camp in Phoenix? Drop your thoughts or a story below. Because in the Valley of the Sun, everyone has a tale about the heat and the struggle to find a place to call home. Number 9. San Antonio. San Antonio, once defined by its legendary stand at the Alamo, is now battling a different kind of challenge, one that unfolds daily on sidewalks and under highway bridges. Forget the Riverwalk postcards for a moment. If you wander downtown, you'll see clusters of tents and families building lives from scraps right in the heart of Texas. By January 2025, the city counted thousands of homeless people, a number rising steadily. Many are Central American migrants, drawn by the hope of the American dream, but arriving without work, housing, or English. Children grow up playing on pavement. Families crowd beneath tarps. In San Antonio, the skyline keeps rising, but so does the homelessness crisis. Why? The city's booming growth means more newcomers, but wages don't always keep pace. One lost job or health problem, and a family can quickly lose everything. Poverty finds its way into even the most modern blocks, and language barriers make it all harder. Local non-profits step in, teaching English, handing out meals, helping people look for work. The city is building affordable housing and testing new job programs, but resources can't meet demand. Even with good intentions, the need is overwhelming. What's next for San Antonio? Will it become a beacon of hope for newcomers, or will the sight of tent camps behind shiny buildings become the new normal? Like the spirit of the Alamo, people here keep fighting. But can the city really protect its most vulnerable? Have you seen this hidden side of San Antonio? Do you think the city is doing enough? What would you change? Behind every tent in San Antonio, there's a story. If you believe the city can do better, type "Hope Grows" below. Or if you think the struggle is just too much, comment "Needs help," because your voice matters. Don't skip the next chapter. One city, many voices. Number 10. Dallas. Dallas, where the skyline glitters, the BBQ is smoky, and the bigger in Texas motto seems to apply to everything, even the city's contradictions. Step out from those luxury high-rises and you're suddenly in another world. Tents pitched under bridges, people hustling to survive just a stone's throw from Neiman Marcus. It's not a movie set. It's the new Dallas reality. According to the latest count in January 2025, Dallas recorded 3,541 people experiencing homelessness. That's actually down nearly 5% compared to last year. A win? Maybe, but scratch the surface and the story gets complicated. Many of these folks once had homes, jobs, even a little piece of the American dream. It only takes a lost job, a sudden illness, or a family crisis for everything to unravel. In this city, poverty doesn't always look like what you expect. What's interesting is that Dallas, unlike some of its coastal cousins, has quietly started experimenting with housing first. The concept is simple. Give people a roof, then help them sort out work, health, and paperwork after. Some local businesses are joining in, hiring people straight out of shelters, giving second chances. There's progress, but also plenty of challenges. Ask anyone trying to get off the street about the paperwork. No government ID, no rental. Lost your social security card? That's a week at the DMV, if you have a way to get there. And then there's the stigma, the mental health hurdles, and the fear of losing what little independence is left. It's not just a housing problem, it's a human problem. Dallas is a city of sharp contrasts, shiny new stadiums, luxury malls, and just down the block, people lining up for food at sunrise. Can these two worlds ever meet? Some say it's impossible. Others say that's just Texas talk. Big talk before the real work begins. So, what would it take for Dallas to bridge its divides? If everything is bigger in Texas, maybe there's room for bigger solutions and bigger hearts. Ever walked downtown Dallas and seen both sides? Drop your thoughts below and hit subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines. Real talk, real life. Thank you for joining this Roam-kind exploration of America's 10 largest cities are becoming real-life zombie cities due to the homelessness crisis. We've walked through New York, Los Angeles, Seattle, Denver, Portland, and more. Each skyline hides stories of soaring rents, wages trailing inflation, and frayed safety nets. This isn't a horror show, but a mirror reflecting shared challenges. No easy fixes here, just real questions. What balances growth with empathy before another wave hits? How can we rethink community without losing what makes these cities alive? Share your perspective below. Subscribe for more honest explorations on Roam-kind. Ultimately, this isn't a verdict, but a conversation starter. Where do we go from here?